Yo, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta is just about to end, or it already did end. I don't know exactly when I'll be uploading this video, but yeah, the next week, obviously we're going to have the second weekend of the beta, which I'm really excited for, but I'm not going to give it a full-on review of the beta until after the second weekend. I don't think it's really fair to do it now when we still have a lot more to do next weekend, and I think I'm going to enjoy next weekend a lot more just because it's going to be on Xbox for me, and I do enjoy playing on my Xbox a lot more than PlayStation just because of the controller. I just hate the PlayStation controller, man, I really do. But today, I want to talk about and kind of give a small little review on the brand new game mode called Combined Arms Assault. I, without a doubt, confidently can say this is the most fun I've had in not only Black Ops Cold War, but probably in Call of Duty in a long time. This mode is so good. It plays just perfectly, in my opinion. Look, obviously not everyone's gonna have the same experience. You might have not enjoyed it, you might have had crappy games on it, I don't know, but I had a blast, and there's only 3 playable maps on it right now, and I can only imagine how much more enjoyable it'll be on some of the other maps that they include later on down the line. But I'm gonna give a quick little rundown of what this mode is all about. So obviously this mode is based off of War Mode from World at War, which was also brought back into Advanced Warfare called Momentum. So this mode is pretty simple in its design. You have the 2 teams, right? And there's a middle capture point. And the capture point is just like a domination flag where you have to, stand on it to capture it, but it takes a little bit longer than a domination flag to capture. And the more team members you have on it, the faster it will obviously capture. But the interesting thing is that if it's being contested, it actually will still continuously go as long as your team has more players on it. So the more players you have than the other team, the faster it'll go, obviously. And if it's an equal amount of players on it, it'll be at a standstill, and the timer only counts down when there's either no one on it or when it's tied up and contested, just like how Hardpoint works, which kind of makes this mode feel like a mix between Hardpoint and Domination in some ways. So if your team captures this point successfully, the next capture point will be further into the enemy's spawn, and there'll be one more, and then you do that one, and then there's one in the final, like their spawn. It's practically in their spawn, and you have to capture that last one. If you capture that last one, you win the game. But if the enemy captures it, then it pushes it further back to yours. So there's 5 total capture points, and it's basically just a back and forth of who can get their capture points all the way to the enemy team spawn and finally capture their last one, which makes this really interesting because there's some games that'll last like literally a minute long as you have a really good team that's able to capture the points and get all the way there. But the majority of the time it will go to overtime, and that's when it gets to overtime, it'll just be another round where there's only 1 capture point. It's that middle one, and it's just whoever captures that wins, which usually someone will capture it at some point. There's no way you're going to be there forever and no one will capture it. But I really do like how it can take a long time because it allows you to get a shitload of kills, and you do get a shitload of kills in this mode because all of the action is centered in one specific place. In Combined Arms Domination, there's like 5 or so capture points scattered around the map. So the kind of actions just like scattered, it's not in a specific place. So there's some times where I'm playing Combined Arms Domination where I can't find the enemies. I'm like looking all around, I'm like, where are the enemies at? That's only really a problem on Crossroads, honestly. Armada's pretty good even in Domination. I usually get into some decent action, and Cartel's decent in that as well. But with the Combined Arms Assault, it's like even in Crossroads, the action is just so specific to one area that you just are always getting kills, and there's always kill potential. There's definitely good quad feed potential. For those of you who really like to get clips, this is the best mode to get clips. I mean, I was just chilling with a sniper on Crossroads, and I was just, hitting people left and right. There was easy quad feed potential. I didn't hit any quad feeds, unfortunately. I did hit a quad feed, I think, with the AK-74U in one of my other games, but I hit like a 90 kill game, I think, on Cartel, which was just insane because Cartel is a decently small map for this specific mode. Like, it's not nearly as big as Armada and Crossroads, so it gets really hectic, but honestly it's just a lot of fun how hectic it is. And like I said, it's really good for quad feed potential. So it is a mode that I think really doesn't need much work Like some of the other modes, I think some of the kill values need to be maybe adjusted a little bit, but I don't really think there's much to change here. I really do think that this is going to be one of those modes that I'm going to play primarily in the full game, because it is really good for leveling up your guns and leveling up yourself, because you get so many kills within this mode. Of course, assuming it lasts the full time. If, you know, the timer goes out, you know, or not the timer goes out, I mean, if you capture all the points like within the first couple minutes, and obviously it's going to be a short game, but most of the time, especially if it's an evenly matched game, it'll go to the time limit. And when it goes to the time limit, it's fun as hell, I gotta say, because that overtime round can be really, really intense. And right now there's no flak jacket available because it's locked within the level cap. So no one was using flak jacket, or at least I think maybe one of the classes had it, but most people weren't using flak jacket. And that made grenades like really OP. So you just toss a grenade on one of the points and it just blows them up. It's pretty insane. But I'm really just impressed that they did this, because honestly, I wasn't expecting there to be any other combined arms modes. I was literally expecting combined arms domination to be the only mode, but thankfully it's not. And the reason why I was expecting that is because Modern Warfare's Ground War only had one mode. They only had domination, and I thought that was a massive missed opportunity, because they could have done a lot more with Ground War. I mean, I guess they did do a couple like limited time modes, but I'm talking about like main modes that will be in the game. And I hope Combined Arms does a couple of other modes, because I think they could definitely do some really interesting Combined Arms matches. And I don't really have any specific ideas right now, but I do think there's a lot of potential there. And I think there's even a couple maps that they could probably take and turn them into Combined Arms Assault maps. Miami specifically. Miami's a map people have been complaining about, that it's been too slow paced for 6v6. Perfect, just throw it into the 12v12 playlist. That should be a combined arms map. Only problem is, what vehicles would you add on it? There's not really much room for vehicles in Miami, because although it's a big map, it's also not an open map except for on the beach. But my idea was, I don't know, just you don't really need vehicles in there. I know combined arms is definitely about vehicular warfare. They kept pushing that, but I feel like it would be okay if there was just one map where there wasn't. Or hell, in the water, you can go over out in the water, put some, you know, the water ski thingies, whatever they're called, the you know, the speed runners, the wave runners. You just go put those out in the water. And I know no one's gonna go out there because it's a very specific part of the map that's like not really, you know, there's not much action going on there. But whatever, if you just want to say there's vehicles in the map, there you go. You know what I mean? Or maybe like a cop motorcycle or something. I don't know. They could figure it out. Miami's not nearly as big as I feel like some people are saying. I know it feels really big, but I think that's just because some of the back areas like are unnecessary. But if you kind of cut out a couple of the back areas, it'll literally be a type just like any other 6v6 map, to be completely honest. I mean, you can get across it pretty quick. I think it's more that it's more dense than anything. Like there's a lot of, you know, building like places you can go, but even then I don't think Miami's nearly as big as some people are making it out to be. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I don't love the map. I think Cartel, Moscow, and Satellite are much better 6v6 maps, but I do think it has its place there. And that's something I'm really liking about this game, is that every map has a place, for me at least. I don't think there's a single map in this game that's terrible, because every map feels like it's at least good in one specific game mode. Like I said, Crossroads, although I don't like it in Domination, it's really fun in Assault. And Miami, although I might not love it in like TDM or Kill Confirmed, I actually kind of like it in Domination, and I really like it in VIP Escort. VIP Escort on Miami is a blast. And of course, the other three maps I think are pretty much good in like every mode, so there you go. Armada as well, I like it in basically every mode it's in. So I'm really happy with this mode. Like I said, I'm happy with this beta. I can't wait till next weekend. I'm also going to give you guys a full review, like I said, after the next weekend of the beta. I have a lot of things to say, because I'm going to do one of those videos where I will literally list out all my constructive criticism, everything I think sucks about the game, everything that needs to be changed, everything that's bad. I'm going to list all that out. I've already had a list now, and there's a decent amount of things on there. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm talking all this good stuff about it, but there's definitely problems that need to be fixed. But none of them are like that massive, except for maybe like one or two. A lot of them are things that can definitely be changed, and I'm really glad, because if it couldn't be changed, obviously that would be a big issue. So regardless, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on my next one. Peace out.